Good evening, y'all. So, one of my friends pointed out to me about my post today, something that I should talk about because it makes a lot of sense. My friend was saying that, yeah, being grateful in the moment and actually finding peace with where you are is important. But I was asked directly, what if you can't? A legit question. And it really got me thinking. Really thinking. And the only thing I can say to it is what came to mind for me, which was at the points in my life when I couldn't find peace with where I am in the here and now moment, it was because of things that I've done or things that I had done in my past that I felt ashamed or guilty about. And so it made it a lot harder for me to sit still in the now because I was constantly being pulled to thoughts of places that I had been in, people I had hurt, things that I'd done, things that I'd said, things I took for granted, things that I ruined. And that does make it hard to sit in the now with peace and embrace the presence of here and now, because it doesn't really support the now with authenticity, because authentically I felt like in those nows like a jerk or not good enough or less than or insecure about who I was. And so there are two things that I did to make those changes. One thing I learned in meetings, it was self-esteem comes from esteemable acts. So I started acting of service to others. And the other thing actually was to make amends, to really rack my brain and figure out why I couldn't find peace in the moment. And every time something came to my head that was disturbing my peace, I wrote it down. And I wrote a list of, I believe it was 174 things that kept me from feeling peaceful. And then after evaluating all of those things, I was advised to write down my part. And the part of that situation that I could have controlled, not somebody else's part where they could have been a better person, none of that shit, no. Where I could have been and where I could take accountability. And of this list of 174 things, I think it was only 20 or 30 people for all those things. And there was 20 or 30 people that I made amends to and I reached out to and talked about how I could have been better, what I chose to do, and how that might not have been the best choice. In some circumstances, I actually, one of them, a person was dead, so I wrote him a letter. And in some circumstances, it really wasn't smart to talk to the person, so I wrote him a letter. and just kind of as if I was talking to the person, because it wasn't wise to talk to them or a healthy choice for me. But I basically had about 30 conversations, whether it be with another or with myself in, imagination with another, in order to work through my part in apologizing and taking accountability for the places where I still felt shame, guilt, or insecurities about. So it wasn't long after that I started to feel a lot of peace. I also started meditating pretty heavily at that time. And that was really hard. I think I could meditate for 4 minutes before I'd lose my damn mind. Well, maybe 4 minutes or 3 minutes. I don't know, it wasn't long. I couldn't meditate a lot. I just was restless, anxious, had a lot of nervous energy. But what I did learn about meditation after that was that the proper way to meditate really wasn't to assume that I could empty my mind or ever have like a clear mind, because that was never going to happen for me. Like, I don't know if you know me personally or not, but like, this is always going. I mean, there's nothing going to stop it. And so for me, meditation really wasn't about getting it to stop. It was about acknowledging each thought that came into my mind, and then in learning how not to let myself follow the thread of that thought and just immediately let go. So it was ultimately the practice of strengthening the muscle of non-attachment. So in the course of about 2 years, I kind of let go of a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, and started practicing non-attachment through meditation. And with those things, I was able to learn how to find peace in the moment. Yeah. So I guess that's a more extended version. I'm trying to decide if I'm just going to post this after that or if I'm going to marry the videos together and delete the other one. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. Anyway, happy Thursday. Theodora also said happy Thursday, but I wanted to say it too. So, hope you well.